All right, I am back once again with the marvelously talented Tamala Baldwin from, oh my God, so much going on with her. Bubbly Brown Sugar is the new hit series that
Mhm.
just got released like 2 days ago. And book, we are so proud to have you. What's good?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited about everything and just thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I mean, so this is really like meant to just be a conversation, but I got to give you props where props are due. First of all, the first time you and I ever met each other was at an award show,
Yeah.
and we were both nominated for various awards. And I think I met you like afterwards, and
Mhm.
we're all standing there, and we had just won this award, and I'm like, oh hey, that's Tamala Baldwin from Bubbly Brown Sugar. I know the show, but I've never met you, and it was such a cool experience to meet you in that environment. But
Yeah.
since then, I've sort of been following you and watching your progress with the show. I'm so excited for you. First of all, tell me a little bit about Bubbly Brown Sugar.
Well, I just want to piggyback on our experience. It was also great meeting you in that environment. It was nice to be in a situation where we were both being recognized for things that we love to do.
Right.
And I kind of like will always remember that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And bubbly, it's about these two soulmates that are meeting in their dreams. Like they're kind of having like these lucid dreams. So when they wake up, they still, feel each other and remember it, and it feels kind of conscious in the moment. And it shows their parallel journeys to finding each other in real life. So we see like, what Jewel, the leading lady, is going through. And then we see what Caleb, the male version, what he's going through and how he's digesting these like lucid dreams and so forth.
And where did you get the idea to create this? Because for, what I did not say in the intro is that you're a writer, a producer, and an actress, right?
Yes.
And your first love is really performance and being on stage. I know that you play the flute,
Yeah.
Juilliard grad,
Yeah.
um, so much talent overflowing here. But where did you come up with this idea and how did you develop
Well, to tell you guys the real truth, it's too faceted. So I have always wanted to find my soulmate, and not just like my soulmate, I mean like my twin flame, like my partner. And it's kind of like eluded me. Like I think at the time I was still grieving a relationship and I thought we were going to get married. And so I was like, well, at the point where I was like, well, if it's not going to happen for me in real life, I can at least pretend
it?
and write about it. And so I wrote this story as a way to like heal in a sense. But I also was praying for inspiration because my mom had passed away a year prior, and I was doing a lot of theater and musical theater, and I just didn't really feel that spark anymore. I didn't feel very like everything just felt a little bit more dull. Like after losing a parent, it felt really dull, and so I was praying for like for God to give me new life and new vision and new purpose. And then this finally came to me, and I was like, okay, let's go.
Right. Yeah, I'm super impressed with just how it's put together.
You.
I watched it. I was really, first of all, the cast is amazing, but the way it's shot, it and the way it's written, it feels right. It feels natural. It felt good to watch.
Yes.
And I'm like super impressed by it. Talk to me a little bit about how you put the cast together, how you chose some of those people. I know some of those people.
Good.
Yenny is in it. Yenny's in
Whoop,
my
whoop.
movie, my next movie. How did you put that whole team
Um, so I mean, of course I tapped into like my actor network, but I held auditions. I held a table reading at first. And then I invited all the actors that were there for the table reading to come and audition. Some did, some did not. David Crownton was one of the ones that were there at my table reading when it was just an idea, and he now plays Zeke in the show. So I did, video submissions because I was like, I don't have, $300 to be having days of auditions.
Right, right,
So I did
right.
video submissions, and then from that I did callbacks. And from the video submissions, I definitely, like, I knew I had an idea of who I wanted from the tape, like Josiah, Tyrone Reeves, who plays Josiah. Like I knew from the tape alone. I was like, that's him. And I didn't know him. I think he found out about the audition from Instagram.
Mm.
So, and then, and also had to feel right. So for me, I'm all about energy. And so everyone had really good vibes. Like Yanni's all about, manifestation and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah,
they,
she's
your
dope.
vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I've always been a big believer in that, and
Hmm.
the older I get, the more it manifests and
Yeah.
becomes real, and becomes a part of the building blocks of what I'm doing and who I am as an individual. And that's sort of what brought us here today. Um, big ups to your entire cast and crew, and
Whoop,
for
whoop, whoop, whoop.
I'm super super stoked for you to launch it in such a big way. I know you have, like, in one day you had over 1,000 views, so I'm really excited for you on that level. But it brings me to this conversation, of how we came to have this moment together. We're
Mhm.
experiencing something that the world has not seen in modern history.
Yeah.
And we are all of a sudden forced to go into our own corners and to separate and
Mhm.
to utilize technology in a new way.
Yeah.
Um, Talk to me a little bit about how you've been dealing with this quarantine, this isolation. Are you isolated? Are you completely by yourself? And how are you dealing as a creative? Talk.
Okay. So I appear to be an extrovert, but I'm really not.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
love peace and quiet. I like to
Right.
be alone. So I'm actually having a great time. And before we had this quarantine, I was like working like everyone else, 9 to 5. And so now this gave me time to really devote even more of my energy to bubbly brown sugar. So I was like, thank you, God.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because you're
So
flitting all over the place, you're all over here and all over there, so you can't really focus. Now
yeah.
all of that's shut down.
Yes.
Focus is real.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm appreciating this time. There have been some like little things that I've had to adjust. Like we're gonna do cast talkbacks, and we're gonna do them like in the studio, like a live streaming kind of thing. But now that we can't meet, I'm kind of like trying to figure out like how do we, create something that's engaging, but also, you know, using platforms like Zoom or things like that, or Instagram Live.
Yeah.
So things like that. I mean, it's not as fun as what I thought it was going to be, but it'll have to work until we're allowed to meet together and play in person.
Mm. Which could be a few months, or, like, if you listen to the president, next week we're going to be out and about again. So, um,
Not
you
me.
know, well, outside's not open yet.
Not me. Mm-mm. Y'all go out if
well,
you want
listen,
to.
well, listen. I just before we started this conversation, I just finished telling you off screen that I just had a super experience at Sam's Club, and you know, the recommendation or the guidance to wear masks just came
Yeah.
out. Officially just came out. Um, but I have to tell you, and I don't have it with me because I just threw it in the washing machine. I
Hmm.
had a bandana. I have
Hmm.
a new mask that, luckily, just handmade mask, and it's got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it. So
That
I've
sounds
got,
so fun.
it's so great. And I should have taken a better photo, but it's blurry, so I'll wait to show it. But um, it's like a battleground out here now,
Really?
and yeah, I mean, it's serious business. But there's some people that are just flippant about it. They
Yeah.
don't think that it can affect them. They don't think it can penetrate their steely skin or what have you.
Mm.
Um, what's your experience going out. If you've been out, I'm sure you've had to go out for various reasons. Talk to me about the new New York.
So I'm in Long Island in the suburbs, so it's not as crazy. Well, people are driving crazy on the highway, but I haven't left the house in a week. And I guess I'm a little bit nervous. I lost a cousin to the
Mm,
virus that lives in Georgia. And that
mhm,
kind of made it real for me because she was only like 33 years old,
mm,
and it's kind of like, and she's in Georgia, not New York City. And we're like the epicenter of the virus in the world. So, like I want to get some milk for my coffee, but I'm afraid to go.
mm.
So I'm
Well,
like having this black coffee.
right, right. So now you in the quarantine, you are used to drinking black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Now I hear you. I hear you. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah.
Um, I've had to go through a whole bunch of different um, new techniques and tactics for going outside,
Mm,
from having the hand wipes, Clorox and Lysol wipes,
yeah.
um, rubber gloves, the mask, um, being extra concerned and conscious when I touch anything in the supermarket, um, because we need supplies,
Yeah.
but I'm also here with my 70 some odd year old mother,
Mm,
um, and my fiance, and we're trying to protect her, uh, health. Um, have you felt like um, there, some people just aren't taking this serious, or some people just don't feel like this can attack them as well? What's your experience?
personally, the people in my life are definitely aware. Like they're not being flippant about it. They're not. And maybe it's an age thing too. I'm not sure, or maybe it's just the kind of people I know. But everyone is taking it seriously. I mean, like there are hundreds of people dying in 24 hours in New York alone. So everyone's taking it very seriously. I'm trying to stay positive and not to really fall into the fear, but I'm definitely like, I'm not going to be going out kissing folks, French kissing people right now, you
Right,
know?
right, right, right. I could dig that. Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
It's like, I
nah.
want to, boo, but we could wait a little bit.
Can I get a ring check?
Little dab right here. Like,
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Oh my God. Um, are you? Do you think like Because I know that as a creative, we work off of each other's energy in person.
mhm,
Filmmaking is a collaborative effort. I know as a producer, our staff meetings, our pre-production meetings are so important, and also my team is like my family.
yeah.
So the people that I work on projects with are really um, important to me, and I just was wondering, how are you coping with um, the separation,
Mm,
from your friends,
yeah.
family, your colleagues, your loved ones. How are you dealing with
Um, I think God blessed me with like bubbly brown sugar happening now. So I have been pretty focused and distracted by that in a way. But me and my friends, like we do have virtual happy hours like once a week. So I've had a lot of that. And as for creating, we were going to be shooting a short film, but that was like postponed. And I also have a pilot that I wrote that I was going to be doing a reading for, but I'm like, I don't want to do it virtually. Like, I want to be in the room with you guys. So for me, that's also postponed. But I'm definitely trying to make a conscious effort to like have conversations. Like if you call me generally, my phone is on do not disturb. But now I'm turning it on more often and people are like, "Thank you." Because
that?
we can't see each other. So I'm definitely trying to be more available in that regard,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
nice. But they're talking
Yeah.
about like the Wi-Fi going away or something. I don't know, but if that happens,
Right. Yeah, I
it'll be
think
a
that a lot of
disaster.
people. I think a lot of people, including myself, are under the guise that we take things for granted. You know, like when a couple of weeks ago, when things, or maybe 10 days ago or so, when, every time the president has a press conference, it just gets real shady. Things
Yeah.
get real shady, and if you're like me, my mind runs wild with conspiracy and theory, and I'm putting things together, and you went all the whole nine. And so I went on this doomsday prep mission,
You did?
because I'm like, hell yeah, because you
You're
never know
prepared?
what you never know. Look, this fool out here. I mean, I won't say too much on these public airways, but you know what? You just got to be ready. And at any moment in time, it can go crazy. It can go haywire. So what are we gonna do? We don't have no gas. We ain't
Yeah.
got no gas cans. We ain't got no tents. You know what I mean? We ain't got no
Yeah.
food supplies for outside.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm a
That's
survivalist,
great.
so I'm ready. But do you think that like Wi-Fi? What are we gonna do? How are we even gonna find our way? Like people don't even know GPS from we we used to be able to pick up a book and look at the
Yeah.
almanac and trace our
I
roadways.
can't do that.
Can't do it no more. So really need to buckle down. We need to
Oh
buckle
my,
down.
I love to watch zombie movies, and
Right.
so you would think that I would be prepared, like right
Shout out
now.
shout out to Cujo Ashanti. Um, he's one of the greats right now. Cujo is
Yeah.
creating the zombie apocalypse for modern times for us right
Yeah.
now. So you
But I
know.
learned nothing. I I don't I learned nothing. I think I have gas in my car, but like that's about it. That's
you're
about
gonna
it.
you're gonna get around the corner and just be done. Right,
Right?
right.
Like
I hear you. Oh my
I have a
God.
kitchen knife. Like,
Right, right. Some nail clips, telling you that's a mess. I think I don't want to keep you on too long because I got other people to talk to, but I do want to sort of put it all together here, because this has really been a fun conversation. I've been
yeah, it
enjoying
has.
this, but for the people out there, who are taking this hard, there's
Mm,
a lot of people that are taking this ultra serious. Now we talked about the people who it's not affecting at all. We talked about the people who are taking it seriously and taking the necessary precautions. I think you're one of them. I'm one of them. I might be a little on the edge of, just a little ready, a little bit, just a touch. But we're also concerned about the people whose hearts are not steely, whose souls are being crushed by these moments. We've heard of people who are committing suicide. In fact, just yesterday I got some news about a former colleague who took her own life. Not really sure if it was because of what the news cycle is. But what's your advice to people who are watching right now as to how they can stay centered in their
mm.
lives?
So, um, that's a very, very deep question. And we're living in a time where I think there are people that want to return to their center, and there are others that are like, kind of are dismissing the importance of that. So the people that are suffering and that are afraid, I think this is an invitation to definitely go within. And within can be whatever you want. It could be prayer. It could be simply calling out and crying out for help, and also believing that it will come. Um, and if you are not a person of faith, it could be simply calling a friend or calling a hotline and asking for help. I think that sometimes we try to go through this life and our existence alone, and we're not designed to function that way. And so this is an invitation to really, really, really go deep by either connecting with yourself and with God and your higher power, or connecting with those around you that have been sent to be your guide and to help you usher through this crazy time. Um, we can't get through this alone, and we need each other. And if anything, this is a call to humanity, that we are so connected. Like we are all impacted by this, and we all need each other to get through this. So if you are hurting, I'm really big on prayer. I'm really big on meditation. I'm also really big on simply crying out and asking for help, and like to the universe, to the air, like, you made me, God, so help me. Like, help me.
Right, right,
And I
right.
keep crying until I feel that peace come over me, and it helps. For me, it's very real, and it does help. So
That is that's beautiful, and well spoken. Um, I appreciate those sentiments. I know I've been trying to delve deep into, and I've always been a spiritual person, but I'm delving deep into next level meditation and
yeah,
prayer. Um, I'm not perfect. I'm definitely an imperfect being that I'm using this time, however, to work on myself,
yes,
work on my response to the external stimulus, and to stay as centered and grounded as possible, and use my talents to encourage other people as
mm,
well. With us being separate in this new world, I realize that I still have the ability to reach people, to touch them, to talk to them, to get them to see things differently. And
yeah,
so part of this quarantine conversation is an effort to do that through my basic community, through the people who I admire and respect in film and television, and to get everyone to see that, you know, we're normal people. We have faults and flailings, and we want to see the world become a better place. And so if we can do that through these conversations, I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to keep doing these
yes.
conversations, by the way, until we come out of quarantine.
Ooh,
So
which, okay, I think they're
you're,
beautiful. I think they're wonderful.
thank you.
So
Thank you. Well, you know, how can people keep up with you during this time of quarantine? And how can we find more about Bubbly Brown and all the other projects that you have under your belt and worked on?
okay. So Bubbly Brown Sugar, like Lamar mentioned, premiered Thursday, April 2nd on YouTube. So if you're
Boop, boop,
watching
boop,
this,
boop.
booyaka, booyaka. If you're watching this, please go and watch the pilot episode, leave us a comment, and then share it on your social media. Please share it. But I'm being saucy all over social media. Like, I'm just having a ball. So you can find me on Instagram at Tamala Baldwin, but I'm primarily on Facebook, Tamala Baldwin, just being playful and giddy and trying to add sunshine during this crazy time. So be my friend, say hi.
Well said. And you are being saucy all over the place. Every time I turn around, there's some kind of new poster, press release, clip, some hot to trot
Yeah.
little segment. So I'm just loving it all. I'm loving the movement. And by the way, your production design, the color scheme of your collateral is fantastic.
Thank
It's
you.
really eye catching, and I'm just so excited to see the growth of Bubbly Brown Sugar in 2020 and beyond. So once again, this has been Quarantine Conversation number 7, I think. That's not 7, but the number 7. And again, I'm Lamar Maxon, Nonstop Show Group and the Queen City Film Festival, NJ. Look for us on Instagram. Look for these clips on YouTube, our website, which is www.qcffnj.com, or you can find us on the gram. You know what it is. Stay together, folks. Keep this together. Know that we will get through this. And Miss Baldwin, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Kudos to
you.
you and the rest of your team. And salute. Thank you, y'all. Peace.